Yeah, it's just really good to get out there, on a fall Thursday night and play college football. It was great. Our fans were awesome. Community came out, students came out, band was great. It was live atmosphere. Really, really happy about that and appreciative of that. And just get back to some normalcy. Playing fall football. But Mississippi Valley, hats off to them. Those kids played hard. I mean, they never stopped. They never gave up. We got. We're going to be in the training room tomorrow. There's a lot of hard hits out there. They're a hard hitting, flying around team. A lot of credit to Coach Dancy and those guys. I thought our guys played physical. We ran the football well, stopped the run. Which is critical every single game, and turnover margin. We protected the ball. I think we didn't have any turnovers and got 2 off of them. Thought it was a good night.
All right, we'll open up to questions.
Coach, you spoke about your running game tonight. How versatile do you see your backfield with 3 different guys that tonight proved that they could get big chunk of yards, and then also throw Preston and another wrinkle in there or two?
Yeah, I mean, three good backs, and Cortez and Spoon and Castile, and really we got a fourth. We got a true freshman, Q Jennings, that we talked about. Our guys kind of got banged up a little bit. We talked about getting him in there at the end and running him, getting him some carries and some work. So we got really deep at the running back position. Our line is, they were probably the most improved group last year, the season, and they really kind of took off, from where they left off last year. So, we're really pleased right now with, the performance tonight and where we're heading the running game.
Dean, do you anticipate running the ball 3 times as often as you pass it, or was that as much a product of getting ahead early and getting 6.5 yards of carry and just kind of running it down their throat?
Our offensive staff, general, structure is, we want to run the football. We've got to run the football to be successful, and got to stop the run on the other side. But our offensive coaches do a great job of seeing schematically where we might have an advantage, whether that's formationally or what, and then also personnel where we may have some matchups. So we want to run the football. We're going to run the football, but that's not to say, we're not going to throw it. We're not going to get yards in the running game by, fly sweep, jet sweeps, because maybe we feel like we have an advantage out on the perimeter. They're going to find a way schematically to run the ball. And then, you got to be balanced as well, but the running game was working. And, we got a lot of yards, with those 3 kids. They were running hard, and the line was blocking well, and the tight ends were blocking well.
Coach, obviously quick turnaround from the spring. What was the game plan going into this game? You guys short rest from the spring time and just getting everybody back to going again.
Yeah, really, I was more concerned of, the guys being home for Thanksgiving and Christmas and then showing up here in January and play a spring season, than I was. We're going to get our hands on them the 1st of July, have a whole month, and then get 29 days to get 25 practices in. I mean, we were relatively healthy, coming out of the spring, and then we had a 6-week period where we sent them home, go be home, go be with your family. Coach Clay gave them a workout, to do to build a foundation for once they got here in July. But, I was not even close to being as concerned with the turnaround from spring to fall as I was coming off Christmas break, laying on the couch eating potato chips, watching football games, and then coming here in January and getting ready to play a season.
Coach, I got to think that for an opening night, a shutout for your defense, you got to be pretty proud about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to shut out anybody, and they had a lot of really skilled athletes, that can get some explosive plays on you, and they did, but we got them down. So, anytime you can get a shutout, that's a huge credit to Coach Sanders, our defensive staff, and our kids executing, the schemes and how hard they played and how well they tackled. There were some times where you're like, ooh, he's going to get away, but because guys were running to the ball, hustling so much and tackling, we got him down and had a chance to keep him out.
Coach, it's been 18 months since we've been in person, and just as you mentioned, you had that fall atmosphere for a college football game. Maybe just some of your thoughts on what it's like, maybe emotionally, spiritually, hypothetically, to be here in person right now.
It's phenomenal. Last fall was so strange. I was out in the backyard playing catch with my 12-year-old, and then come on in and grab a sandwich and watch a college football game. It was just a very odd thing after, I'm an old guy. Did it for 30-some years, one way, the same routine, the same calendar, the same, everything. And so that was, really strange. That was more of a, that side of it was, I guess, had more of an effect than tonight. Tonight, just felt normal. You know what I mean? So it was dealing with the, when I first got here and everything being pushed and, not having a fall season, that was very, very odd and very tough to get used to.
Coach, just follow. Go ahead, Adam.
Coach, it did not count, but Malik Honeycutt's punt return for the touchdown early in the game, he made one of the most athletic plays I've ever seen to keep his knee off the ground. Can you talk about his athleticism, what he brings to this team?
Yeah, I didn't catch that piece. I thought it. Our kids did a great job of executing a call we had right there, and it's a shame that we, had a penalty on that to, because it doesn't take, it's hard. Punt returning is a difficult, task, and you get one good punt return like that, and you can be the leader in the conference for punt return yards. It happened in Malik last year. We got one good punt return against Eastern Illinois. The rest of them were, 5s and 3s and fair catches, but that's the punt return game. If you get one good one, you're going to be, up there as a leader. So it's a shame that got taken away from him. I didn't see the knee part, but Malik is an exceptional athlete and very, very gifted, skill level.
I'll just say I've got the photographic evidence. It's off the
Okay.
plane. He pulled it off. Amazing
Okay. All right.
Coach, just to follow up for me, Preston said that the one thing he was maybe disappointed in the opening game today was that maybe the red zone offense, a couple missed field goals, some sacks that he took, an interception, I believe, late in the second quarter that just kind of thwarted some drives. Red zone offense, a concern for him. What are some concerns for you moving forward?
Well, that the field goal is an issue. You can't, if you're playing, if it's a game against somebody and the score is closer, those are critical errors. Not getting those points. And really, when we were up 21, I told Coach Oz that he had 4 downs, and then when it was 4th and 5, I really should have changed my mind and went field goal there. We with the time on the clock, we really should have went up 4 possessions there. Shouldn't have really went for that. But Preston, I'm sure is he is a very conscientious guy. He wants to be perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. I made mistakes. He made mistakes. Let's credit Mississippi Valley some too. They came with a lot more pressure looks than what we had practiced and what we thought we were going to get. So they created some mistakes, as well. But we got to get better in all areas. But without question, field goal is an area that we can't. We've got to have a good snap, a good hold, a good kick. When we get down there in the red zone, when we choose to kick a field goal as opposed to go for it.
Any more questions? Coach, I'll round it out. Just wanted to talk about Cortez Jones and how when he started, he wasn't really too much of a piece in the offense, and then how that's progressed to now where, he led the team in rushing and is now kind of formed as part of like a 3-headed monster, if you will. Just talk about how he got from, when he first arrived on campus till now.
Well, really, if you come out to practice, you'll see what you saw tonight. When you go out to practice, you see, Rodney carrying the ball and doing well. You see Spoon carrying the ball, doing well, and you see Cortez carrying the ball, doing well. that's the way our practices go. Just in the spring, we just never really got to that, third piece, and tonight we got Cortez going, but that's what our guys have seen, in practices and scrimmages. He's a load. He's a big kid. He's got a lot of energy, got a lot of passion. Cares about his teammates. Runs hard, and that's really a great compliment. To what Rodney brings and what Spoon brings to the backfield. So that was a very encouraging thing. To get going really tonight was give him the rock and have some success.